it's not. You know what's funny about what you say there, and maybe not like funny, haha, more ironic, is that change management has been at the heart of everything, and yet we continue to ignore it. I think the problem that we have always seen around change is that we view it as an event versus an ongoing process, systemic type of approach that we need to take, and that it's to your point, it's not about the change in the technology or change in the system. It's the impact to the humans and the understanding of the why, the what's in it for me, the training, the communication, laying that foundation. And you would think that in all these years and all the changes that we would have figured that out by now, and yet change is one of the very first things that almost always gets eliminated from any project, program, or initiative in organizations. And it never fails to surprise me that, when that happens, that those organizations fail. So it's interesting that you bring that up because it's just at the crux of so much of what is the problem around all of this. The other thing that you bring up that I'd like to hone in a little bit on, because we've been talking about this and we're getting ready to really dig into this over the series, is you mentioned the systems. I do think that that is another issue that we have in place today, is we've not addressed the systems that are in place today that aren't necessarily operating in the world we live in today. So, most of the things that we look at are still kind of tied back to the Industrial Revolution when everything was happening, and we have not really taken a look at those systems. So what we're trying to do is force this technology into systems that were based on a much different time.
The systems at its core are data, and data is the oil to any AI engine. So garbage in, garbage out. The AI is not going to be able to master or fix a poor system to make it good. It only can be built on a good system and be able to follow those processes. And I bake that into the change management. But when folks skip that step, that's another reason why it fails, is because there's this convoluted process that the company thinks everyone's following, but it's on the ground. It's much different than what they think it is, and the
Yeah,
AI can't really be trained because there's so much nuance to it.
right.
So it only can get so far.
Well, and that's a really good point in taking that approach, and I agree with you, and I like what you said on the garbage in, garbage out, because the same thing, we see that happening definitely right now with organizations.